Hi comrades, yours Kayveeyes. The Department of Post exhibited in its website on 27/9/22 about the FAQ on compassionate appointments. In the Department of Post, the revised relative merit points and SOP for handling applications were issued vide its letter dated 23/3/2022 and 24/3/2022, and there is no revision in the RMPs or there is no revision in the SOP. The further crux and contents of the FAQ that I am going to discuss shortly, point by point. What are all the cases to be referred mandatorily to the Directorate? Not all the cases to be directed to the Directorate, only the cases where the applicant do not meet the minimum educational qualification, or the cases are belated 5 years or more, or the earning member residing with the family, the dependents of the missing government servants, or the head of circle did not agree the CRC recommendations. Only on 5 such occasions, the cases can be mandatorily referred to the Directorate. In all other cases, the circle heads has to dispose the representations and applications on compassionate appointments. Actually, the 5-year period, how it will be counted? That it will be counted from the date of death of the official with the date of application made by the family members. So the date will be computed between the date of death to the date of application. The earning member residing with the family is a source of support. Suppose such a member is dying less than ₹9,000 plus DA. They may also be considered for the compassionate appointment. They cannot be treated as a earning member to support the family because the minimum pension, family pension, is the criteria for the determination of source of income. Who are all entitled or eligible for making the applications? The spouse, either wife or husband, son, married son, daughter. Only such officials are entitled for apply under the compassion ground appointment. In case of unmarried government servant, the brother or sister, they can also be treated as a dependent. Suppose the brother is married, he will not be considered as a dependent. Other family members, they will not be considered for the compassion appointment. Before getting the appointment, the family member want to change the dependent from one member to another member. Whether it can be considered, it may be considered. In such cases, it will be treated as fresh application, and the related merit points for the age of case will be counted from the date of fresh application. Family pension is determined on the very next day of death. Suppose due to pay commission or some other reason, if the family pension is revised subsequently, it can be ignored and it will not be applied while determining the relative merit points. What is the amount they have taken on the very next date of the death? That will be construed as a family pension for the family. The relative merit points, that will be changed only if a fresh application is given for job. Otherwise, it will hold good. Only if you are giving a fresh application, the RMP will revise. Otherwise, whatever be the RMP already arrived, that will be holding good. Suppose a candidate who is upgrading his educational qualification and withdraw the old, whether it may be allowed. Yes, in such cases, it may be allowed. And whatever be the compassionate appointments, that should be submitted before 31st of the following year. Suppose for the year 2022, the compassionate appointments, that should be submitted before January 31st, 2023. After January 2023, whatever be the applications received, that will not be considered for the year and it will be considered in the next subsequent year. The CRC That should be convened every year in the month of April. So it is the responsibility of the divisional head to ensure that all the applications are submitted by 31st January of every year. The widow of the deceased government servant, she need not require the required educational qualification, and that can be exempted. The CRC is wholly responsible to check the RMP calculation, and if anything wrong, the CRC is very much responsible and that will be viewed very seriously. While determining the RMP, what are all the sums received or invested by the deceased government servant under PLI or LIC, that will be treated as investment under the RMPs 2022. No case should be rejected because the application is belated or not having the minimum qualification straight away because there is a provision for relaxation. No officer can straight away reject any application of compassionate appointment. That should be dealt by the CRC only. Widow can apply only for her minor son or daughter after they become major. That provision is there. There is no upper time limit fixed for such cases. The widow can apply for the minor brothers after they are attaining the major. That provision is there. Candidate who is getting the merits in the RMP, who is getting the highest RMPs, he should be considered first. CRC should reject a case in the third time. If it is not considered, then it will be deemed as rejection. So, for every case, that should be referred for 3 CRCs. Only after the third CRC, it will be deemed as a rejection. Recently, the Department of Post has enhanced educational qualification for the postal assistant as graduation. Earlier it was +2. So, whatever be the vacancies available for the year 2020 and 21, those vacancies should be filled up with the compassionate appointments with the educational qualification of +2, and there should not be any insistence of the graduation while considering such cases. There is no upper age limit. It may be relaxed as per the requirement. These are all the crux of the FAQ published by the Department of Post on 27/9/2022. Why I was discussing everything? Because these are all the points that everybody should take note of so that they can definitely assist the deceased family members so that they can apply for the compassionate ground appointment, and they can very well understand whether they will enter the zone of consideration as per the relative merit points, and we can guide them properly so that the family of the deceased will be benefited. With this, I am concluding. Thank you very much, comrade. Meet again.